and you've got 40 speakers, and half of them are saying the same thing and the other half are saying the same thing. So it just makes for a long evening and nothing else is accomplished.
I was reading in the News Observer someplace that last week or something, they even tried to storm the new Hanover County Board of Education meeting.
Yeah.
And in what was it, in Buncombe County? Was it Buncombe County a couple months ago where they tried to depose them and a coup of the board? Oh, just craziness. Great time to be a board member. Hey,
I
Dan.
know.
Gail, I need your help. I lost my video last Tuesday night, and I cannot figure out how to get my picture back.
Your picture?
Yep, it's saying it's not showing. It's saying that it's on, but I can't get my picture to show up there.
All right. So do a quick check. When you open up your computer, and before you even go anywhere else, down the bottom left where you turn it off, let me share my screen and show you what I'm talking. Can you see me?
I can see you, yes. I can
All
see
right,
everybody.
so I'll share my screen right quick. Let me, if I can get to share here. All right, so down here in the corner of a Windows machine, if you click on the Windows button, it gives you all these things that you have.
Right.
Go to camera.
Okay.
And see if your camera's working.
Okay.
That's the first thing.
That's probably what it is. And let me try that. I'm gonna come out and come back in.
Okay, if your camera's working, if it's not, you can work on it there. If it's not, then it's Zoom. We can work on Zoom as well.
Okay. I'm gonna come out and just come back in.
I meant to share my screen. How is everybody? Is it 6 o'clock? It is 6 o'clock. Good.
Yeah.
So y'all have been following up with your students. I saw Barbara followed up with Rachel today. She's one of our incomplete holdovers. Danny's been with Jackie Gill, who was a returner. I had class. I had class this weekend with our EDCI bunch, and I mean it's just a very stressful time. There's not a lot we can do though. We can pray for them and commiserate with them, but I don't know beyond that. I was talking to Jill Hamilton today. I mean, it's not just our folks. I mean, folks just have a lot of stress and anxiety and COVID fatigue or whatever right now. So it's just a tough time. But just make sure that we're following up with all of our folks who are not doing well, and to do what we can with them. I know Willie's aggravating Danny to death. Willie won't do anything. But of our regular students, I think they're all doing pretty good. It's just like Willie and Rachel, who's been with us, and folks, I don't know, has Sheena, has Krista Campbell done anything? She's frozen.
Yeah, she's not hearing anything. Can you hear me? She has not reached out to me at all.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why these folks want to get back in when they know they're not going to do anything. They didn't do any first time. I don't know why they think that would change. And so
Dale, I have some real concerns about Deborah Crump Rogers.
Okay, I don't know her.
She is one that Danny has had some trouble trying to visit, but I think he finally got to visit with her. But she just doesn't understand what goes in task 1. I sent it back 3 times, and each time I have told her that she needs to have some research. And it comes back the template with all the red and nothing is there. I just don't know what's going on with her. I just don't know whether it's lack of ability or that she's just totally confused about everything. I don't know. But I've seen the same thing 3 times, and I finally sent it to her, and I sent Dr. Bullis a note, and I said, Dr. Bullis, please work with her, but she hasn't reached out to him. Well, so I don't know what else to do.
Well, get with Danny and see what his take on her was from the visit. And if she hasn't done a visit or it's not, then we'll be most likely to exit her.
Well, I think he did finally get up with her because I sent him, I was having so much trouble getting up with her to start with. He
Yeah.
did finally get up with her, and I think he said it could count as a visit, but it was not a very productive.
One. Well, yeah. And so, but if you can't even get the hang of task one, then there's not a lot we can do for you. I mean,
No, if you can't get task one, and I normally don't tell them to look at the example until after theirs is finished, but I even went, Dr. Bullis and I had a Zoom session with her after one of our class sessions, and we showed her the example and what it needs to look like. So I don't know what else to do.
I mean, that's really the only other go-to that we have is that. And you know, I did a site visit with one of the Gaston folks today, and was a very productive meeting. But I'm worried about some of them as well, in that she will be great, she'll be fine. But some of these master's folks that we're getting are not anywhere near where they need to be to start with. I'm noticing that now. That you know, I've met with the first, and I felt very good about them. But I've already figured out we're going to have one in the Gaston group. I don't know that we're going to be able to help him. I mean, I've told him the same thing 3 times. I don't know how differently to tell him. I'm going to have to do like and I don't mean to be ugly or misogynistic, but I'm going to have to do him like I tell my wife. Regardless of how you frame the question, the answer is going to be the same. I only have one answer. That's all I know. I'm not smart enough to give you a different answer. So regardless of how you ask me that question, the answer is unfortunately going to be the same. And that's not about you. That's about my lack of intelligence or lack of what's the word I'm looking for? I have no creativity. I only know one thing. And you know, we only have so many ways that we can explain this to these folks. I'm not the person to ask for creative, different ways or whatever. I just know one or two. I just know one thing, and we'll try to get you somebody else. But I mean, that at a certain point, there's not a lot more we can do. Again, my example is not about her. It's about me. It's about my lack of ability or creativity. And that's what I'm talking about. It's not about us. Metaphorically, like my wife, it's I'm not high enough to ride the ride here. This is all I know. And this is we only have so many different ways that we can work with these folks. We can tell them, we can show them, and then we can show them an example. If we tell them they don't get it, we show them they don't get it, then we can give them an example. That's pretty much that's our whole game here. That's our repertoire. That's pretty much it. And after that, maybe they could go to somewhere else, and when we could, they'd be better off there. But they certainly that's all we know, and we're not going to change what we do because it fits the rubric. The students are successful when they go out in the real world of work. Their evaluations are very good. I mean, we know that if they can get this system, they understand what to do when they're in the building. Now, I won't argue that our folks are better than everybody else's. I will tell you that they score higher on their formal observations than anybody else's, and there's a reason why. There's Dr. Stedman. There is a reason why he's got his 40 hat on today. There's a reason why our folks score higher. They understand the process, and so we can't change the process. So. Danny, Barb was talking about one of the students that's yours, CC1s, that she's not getting it. What's her name? Barbara Crump Rogers?
Well,
Deborah Crump Rogers.
yeah, Yeah, that was probably the weakest CC1 visit I've ever had. But now Dale, you know that that's in Hope County at that same school where we've had several issues.
Do I know? I mean,
It's the same, it's been the same.
I know.
We've not had one student there that that there has not been issues with.
Yeah. Well, as
That's
long
the
as
one
we,
where Christina was.
yeah, I
Christina
know. Yeah, exactly. But as long as nobody gets arrested over it, we'll be all right.
What
Yeah.
school is that, Danny?
That's at
It's middle school in Hope County, I can tell you.
Sandy Grove Middle.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Sandy Grove.
Sandy Grove Middle.
We had one of ours years ago that was making a visit there, and I don't know what happened. All I know was they called a law on our CC1. I can't make that up. I'm telling you the absolute truth. So
Well, Mr. Tommy needs to go home. He can't hardly even hold his head up to hold a conversation. He's been in and out of the hospital. He's gone more than he's there. So there's no leadership going on there at all.
yeah, that was the deal. We had one of our CC1s went in to make a visit, and the receptionist was rude and unattentive and all that. And she had words with her, and the receptionist called the law. And so, yeah, that's not gone well there. That's not a happening place. But again, we do what we do. You know, we tell them, we show them, we give them an example, and after that, that's our repertoire. That's all we can do. And so some folks just aren't cut out for this. I hate that. I'm afraid we're going to have one in the Gaston group, but maybe he'll come along. Maybe I've just misread him. I hope I have. I had my first visit today, Jackie, with I did Marshall White today, and it was great with her principal. It was really good. She's already come into Blackboard. She's the oldest one of the group, and and by her own admission, she's not been in school since 1996. And so her concern was technology. So she's doubled down and done a really good job. She wanted to go to school after her kids were in college, and so they've hit college now. And this was a godsend for her. And but she acknowledges that she's behind in technology, but she's working extra hard. So I actually did an extra session with her today on task stream because she was afraid she wouldn't be able to catch on Thursday night. And so I went ahead and did an extra session with her today. So our meeting lasted about an hour and a half, but it was a great meeting. The principal only did about 10 minutes. That's all they need to do. So that one went really well. And so, you know, I said that not to sprain my shoulder, patting myself on the back, but we might have to do, if it's a technology issue, we can always, you can call on me. I can do an extra session with you. I'd be glad to do that. You know, any of them that are in 601. If we think that the limiting factor is technology, but now I can't help them on intelligence. Y'all already know that. I'm just barely got enough for me.
The one Barbara's talking about, I don't think you can hold all the sessions you want. I just don't think it's.
That's what I mean. You know, at some point you must be this high to ride this ride. I mean, you know, you just got to be smart enough to do this. I can help you with the technology piece, but I can't help you with the lack of intelligence piece. You know, that part we can't fix. We can't. But keep after them. Pay attention to what's going on with them. You know, they're all been out of shape about retention at Gardner Webb because the undergraduates all-time low in retention, and they're concerned about MELS. Now, I said quite publicly at the faculty meeting last week, if you're concerned about MELS, here are the 3 things you got to fix. Number 1, we got to get quicker decisions on financial aid. We can't wait till the first week of classes to get decisions on financial aid. That's our first problem with MELS. MELS is students who drop out that are in class on the first day registered, but then don't stay with us. So faster decisions on financial aid, number 1. Number 2, make principals follow through with their commitment. We had 7 principals that backed out on having an intern this semester because principals are overwhelmed. Robin and I talked Sunday night. Well, I mostly talked and she listened Sunday night. Principals are they're gassed. And so we had 7 principals that said, I'm sorry, I know I signed your form that I would supervise you, but I just can't do it. And then third, students have to quit getting COVID. We've got 2 in the hospital now with COVID. The last 2 that dropped out have COVID. And so, you know, we've had, I don't want to misspeak. I would guesstimate, I think we've had 6 that have dropped out over COVID. So, you know, between those 3 things, late notification on financial aid, principals deciding that they can't do this, and COVID, I mean, I don't know what else to do. Now, I talked with the dean of the graduate school. Programmatically, they want some kind of a fix. I mean, we could stop taking students who don't have their test scores yet. And when, you know, we could stop doing that, but that'll solve the MELS problem for them, but then you don't get any of them. That's cutting off your nose to spite your face. That's probably not the smartest thing to do. Is don't let them in because they might drop out. That's not too smart. So, but other than that, I don't know what else to do. I mean, Sydney Brown, the graduate school, she's done a tab. I wanted to bring that out tonight. Now, I'm not telling you that it's a miracle cure, but you know, in Blackboard, she's done a tab for faith now. And it's got a message from Tracy Jessup, senior pastor to the university. But for folks who are having a hard time, that might be something that is a comfort to them. I don't know that it will help with a retention or a stay or go decision, but it can't hurt. And so let me share my screen on that one. I'm not sure that all of you know this. This was introduced last week at the main faculty. That in Blackboard, she has done a Faith at Gardner Webb tab up here. And when you open it, we've got a message from Tracy, and it's got some things, people that you can contact, and, you know, to get help. Tracy's message just a little over 2 minutes. But yeah, that's, you know, that's in an attempt to do that. But, you know, the real reason, you know, the real thing obviously is that 203 of the 471 freshmen that came in last fall did not return. That's 40% did not return to Gardner Webb. And of course, that balanced budget that they sprained their shoulder, patting themselves on the back about, went out the window with 203 not coming back. That's a lot of money on the undergraduate side. And so now retention has become the big issue. Well, we've always been concerned about retention and working with our students. I don't see that being any different. But it's incumbent upon me to remind you. Shifting gears, I have done a preliminary schedule. Let me share my screen for, I have to turn this in now for the before the semester even starts in the fall for both the spring and the summer. Let me move this out of the way. Let me move that out of the way. Okay, here we go. So I do not believe we will make 5 classes in the spring. I think we'll be stretched to make 3 classes in the spring again. I don't know what we'll do in terms of masters either. Now, one of the things I'm thinking about on masters is Gaston County is so excited about this initiative that we're doing with them. They have told me that they're going to figure out a way to do one in the spring. So I am thinking we're going to have a second cohort at least out of Gaston County in the spring. But we'll more than likely, you know, I'm 99% we'll have 2 masters in the spring. So I don't think that's going to be a problem for Jeff and for Barbara on that. But I'll tell you right now, I'm thinking we might have 3 add-ons in the spring. The numbers look brutal right now. We will have obviously all these 602s. Dr. Sanders, I'll probably move her to, if Dr. Stone has 2 EDLS, I'll move Dr. Sanders to that 60 to a 603 there or something. But we're definite on these here. We've got 2 602s in the spring. Probably I'll do some. I won't teach both of these. I'm quite sure I'm holding them. So if there's a collapse, you know how they like to collapse classes. And if they collapse, I'm the one that loses here. And if both of these make, I'll give one of these to somebody, probably Phyllis, make sure that everybody gets something. But if I don't put me in for two and they collapse, then somebody loses a job. And you know how they want to do that. They're always trying to figure out how to sharp pencil out of that. And then for summer, that's what it's going to look like. I do not believe that there will be 5 classes add-ons in the spring. I think we'll be lucky to get 3. Stop my share. The numbers came out last Wednesday. I mean, we've only got 35 right now. I'm talking about masters add-on, and it's October, folks, the middle of October, and we've got 35. MTLCI don't have enough to have it. They've got 6 different areas, subgroups within CNI, so they can put them all together. They don't have enough to get one cohort out of that. Their teacher leadership has none. MAIT's not going to make any. I mean, it looks like the only masters or add-on that we're going to make, there's no add-on AIGs. It's going to be us. And the doctoral program's looking really bad. But now we're trying to push to get one. You know, we're going to meet next Monday night at 7. We'll do the final town hall for the 605s that we've got to make sure that they remind them about their dates. And we'll do a quick recruiting for our 3 doctoral programs. I think that they EDCI and EDLS might make 1 each, and then DEOL we got him up to 6. They might make, if they don't have to have 10, if they'll let them make with 8 in the spring, I think we might make 3 doctorals. That's probably all we're gonna make, and whatever we make. And I'm thinking maybe 3 add-ons and then two masters rather than 5 or 2 or 5 or 3. We'll probably make 3 and 2. But Gaston County swears that they're going to find the money to start another cohort. They had 60 quality candidates and they only could bring in 14. So they're going to try to figure out a way to get them some more in for the spring. We'll see if that goes well. And then some other districts have now shown some interest. This thing has become such a big political bonanza for everybody. It's amazing what you get done if somebody will do the work and you don't worry about the credit and just let the people who take the credit not have to do any work. It's amazing what you get done. So that's going really well. Jackie starts with them tomorrow night. She's already met with them a couple times. We met with them in mass, me and Jackie and Lisa last Thursday night. As I said, I've started with the CC1 visits with them. That's going really well. I want to thank Anna and Phyllis, who are supervising student teachers this fall, and they're going to supervise some English student teachers in the spring. So we've gotten involved with that now. We're trying to help them improve their clinical experience as well. We're involved across all these different curriculums, and so that's because our folks can work and know how to work and know what to do, and so that's a testament to you. So everything seems to be pretty good, other than, we're in the middle of a pandemic still. People are dying every day, which is really tough. We have the irony is Wednesday before last, the English professor that got up and said to the president she was concerned that Gardner Webb wasn't taking any precautions to keep instructors safe since we're not requiring masks or vaccinations. He got up and read all the things that they were doing, which had nothing to do. It's kind of like she got up and asked him what time it was, and he got up and said, "Yeah, this is a pretty watch." It's basically what he did. But unfortunately, that English professor is now in the hospital. She's in critical condition. She got it. What an irony that is. But we have a lot of folks that are sick. We've got another lady that I think is being intubated now. She was on prayer list yesterday. It continues, and I know y'all are dealing with that in your lives as well. And so, I don't have any words of wisdom. I don't have any solutions. It's just keep your head down and keep plugging is all I know. just bow your neck. That's about all we can do right now, but I appreciate what y'all do. Classes seem to be going well. I'll look in from time to time. Sometimes you see me, sometimes, but it seems like everything's going pretty good. It's just tough times, but classes seem to be going well. I didn't think that the melt was excessive for us, considering what's going on. I thought things were pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like we had a bunch of people that said, "Nah, this wasn't what I signed up for." I thought it's gone well so far. Okay, and so if y'all don't have anything else to do tonight, you can join us for the 601 town hall. We're kicking off the Aptel tonight, moving them over. I think the grader said the work coming from the Aptel has been good, so we're maintaining. We're right on target where we need to be.
Now, is that for the add-on? Because I didn't know anything about that one.
No, that's just the add-ons going to the Aptel. We don't have to do that for the masters since they don't go to the Aptel this semester, but we get them all together and I yell and scream at them a little bit midway through. About the time, it's not quite hog killing weather yet, but they, the ones that are getting the sniffles about how much work it is and how hard it is, we kind of crank them back up tonight, get them refocused that, you've done the Aptel, but now you can't lose your focus. You got to jump right into the Aptel. So we'll do that tonight and get them cranked up, and then they'll have a really good coaching session for them Thursday night. So their work's coming in. It looks good. I've read and graded, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them. They look good to me. Look like they're doing really well. So, and I see the skips are starting to come in for the 604s, and I'm glad to see that. Continue to push those 604s to get the skip and the cap this semester, and spring will go a whole lot better. And kind of the last thing on my list, I do not know what commencement still is going to look like in December. It looks like it's going to be on a Saturday like it used to be during the day. I don't know if we're going to have the reception for the add-ons. We don't have any, we're kind of off cycle. And so we don't have any I don't think we're going to have any to graduate this fall in December, but our add-ons, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what that's going to be yet. I still can't get a definitive answer on what's going to happen, that day. Supposedly it's moving back inside at LYCC at the gym, that we're going back inside, and we're going to revert back to the old way where we'll have either 1 or 2 ceremonies inside, and it'll look like it used to. I don't know if that's true or not, but I certainly don't want to be in the stadium in December. But I don't know. I'd like for us to go back and then do the reception over at Tucker like we used to, but we'll see. But as soon as I know what that is, hopefully we're doing that town hall next Monday, but hopefully by then I'll have some definitive answer. And if I know anything, I'll let you know. My time's up. Anybody have anything for the good of the group?
Dr. Lamb, were you going to talk about ordering textbooks for the spring?
Okay, I'm thank you for reminding me of that. I've ordered all the 603 textbooks for the spring, and that's all they'll let me order. And so you need to use, just do a search in your email for the textbook link that Jane Powell sends out, and go in and do your textbooks. And base it on that's the reason I sent you the schedule, by the way. So when I put this in, so glad you reminded me of that. Let me share my screen. So the whole deal with this, me sending the schedule out, you notice over here on the left, I have put the projected numbers over on the left for you, so that, and you can see what courses I've signed you up for. And this new system will only let you go in. Now, for some reason, it let me order all these in 603. I have ordered all of these. I have ordered all the 603s. It did let me do that, but Dr. Sanders will have to order for 604, Dr. Stone for 605, Doctors Burgess and Neil, if Dr. Sanders, if it'll let you go in, you can do, let me know, but if it won't let you, you should be able to go in, and then, Dr. Todd and Dr. Church, y'all can do about 40. And then y'all can see how many to do up here. Danny, if it'll let you do them all.
If Robin will agree, she went in there before. So Robin, will you check and see if it'll let you do what you did before?
Yeah, if
I
it'll let,
will, and I'll send you an email and let you know.
yeah. Usually it lets one person in the group order for everybody. Like it let me do 603s. And so just like these singletons right here, you know, for Dr. Sanders and Dr. Stones, it'll only let y'all because y'all have the only classes. I've already done 603. So I said, Dr. Sanders, if it'll let you order them all for 602, just go ahead and order them all, even though you're probably not going to be teaching that. You can do that. And then Dr. Todd, if it'll let you go in, just order for you and Jeff both. And then one of y'all order for them. And here are the projected numbers. Yeah. Good. I knew I was forgetting something. It was all about textbooks. I had it on my list to do.
So you think Robin needs to look at ordering 100 of each of them, Dale, based on what you said?
Yeah, go ahead. No, we won't have that many, but I'd order them because they won't. We're not going to change.
Okay.
We're not going to change anytime soon, and so
They'll be there in the fall.
they'll be there in the fall. I mean, we just revamped last fall,
Okay.
so we're not looking to change for this year. And quite honestly, I hate to say it, but this notion of that we don't have any that old, but this notion that you need to change every time, just to change. If we don't find anything that we like any better, we stick with what we've got. And so I know they like for you to change because they can sell new editions and do all that, but you know, I think we'll be fine with what we got. So if they have extras, they'll just be there in the fall when we need them. And there's a chance that we might do something crazy, like start it, like I said, another Gaston cohort, or we might even start one of them in the summer. Some of these folks that we're working with now are talking to us about starting cohorts in the summer to get them launched early, and do a mini semester like we're doing with this group. The first semester is only 8 weeks. Folks are liking that. Get them started in the summer. The reason why Gaston wanted to delay at the fall was the start of school. And I was like, well, we start people who have to start school there. Well, but we want to get our things up and running. And so now we're having this notion of we might start in the summer. So we'll need some books anyway. Either way, we'll need some books. So that'll be good. But thank you for reminding me of that about the textbooks. Anything else? All right. We're going to work with those that start the APTEL tonight. And again, we will not be meeting faculty meeting next week, but we will be doing the town hall for the ones that are going at 7 next week. Okay. All right. I'll see you either next week or the week after. Everybody have a good week. Stay safe.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.